Hello and welcome to JagNews. I'm Jonathan Porter.
And I'm Brianna Law. We begin today with a story about a concert recently performed in the Augusta area. Here's Haley Stoddard with more on the story.
At Augusta University, we are always looking for ways to bring together our community, and this year's Duke Ellington's Concert of Sacred Music was no exception.
I am the Director of Jazz Studies at Augusta University in our music department and over the Augusta University Jazz Ensemble. Tonight we had a performance of Duke Ellington's Sacred Concert, one of three. First one in '65, second one in '68, third one in 1972. And this was, according to Duke, one of his most important works, the sacred music of Duke Ellington, and we had a blast. Had a big band, had a tap dancer, had a choir, a combined choir that consisted of 4 different groups from the Augusta University Singers, the Augusta Chorale, the Columbia County Choral Society, and Grovetown High School. And so it was a really great community event and collaboration, and just one of many to come, I hope.
The Augusta University Music Department held Duke Ellington's Concert of Sacred Music in the Maxwell Theater, allowing students, families, and members of our community to come together to enjoy the performance. Students with a valid ID and children are free, and general admission being only $25. A portion of the proceeds benefit the Wycliffe Gordon Scholarship Fund.
It was really good. It's been a while since I've been to a proper choral performance, but oh my goodness, there's nothing like actually being there. Nothing quite beats having the live performance right there in front of you and seeing all of the ways that these artists are working live.
With combined efforts between directors, musicians, and performers, the concert was a success, and we hope to see you at the next event presented by the Augusta University Music Department. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Haley. Now on to our next story involving student complaints. It's hard to dispute that we are a nation of complainers. We complain about the weather, traffic, taxes, and a university campus is no different. College students have their own complaints, as Bob Young has discovered.
A national survey by campusgrotto.com found that students are most likely to complain about parking, textbook prices, fees, food, and the amount of homework they are assigned.
AU has a formal process to handle complaints. It's spelled out here in Section 1.3 of the Student Handbook and supported by a complaint form on the university website. Complaints go to the Dean of Students.
So a lot of times students have already tried to resolve the issue at the lowest possible level, which is our model here, before it even gets to a formal complaint.
What rankles AU students? JagNews wants to know. A formal open records request is required by Augusta University lawyers, so we filed ours. Here's a sampling of what we found. When one class complained about their instructor not being responsive, the teacher dismissed the students as Twitter rampagers that are just bad apples and angry they can't pass my class. T-shirts and banners promoting sexual assault awareness drew a warning from sexual assault survivors that the visibility of the promotion was triggering their traumatic past. Another complaint concerned a white student using racially charged language on Snapchat. While acknowledging the language was inappropriate, the dean's office determined the offending video was on the student's private account, not something the university could do anything about. Not every student concern rises to the level of a formal complaint.
It is difficult to find parking downtown.
Yes, there are a lot of fees.
I don't get books because of the cost.
Students would not take the time to complain if there wasn't something that they felt very passionately about, or something that they felt wronged or could improve or could get better.
The formal complaint process is seldom used by students. At an institution with over 10,000 students, slightly more than 36 filed complaints in the past academic year.
Thank you, Bob, for that story. Let's hope some of those complaints get resolved soon. Our next story celebrates a landmark achievement for Augusta University. Isabella Moody reports.
Augusta University has increased its enrollment rate to around 10,000 students, with the incoming freshman class of 1,162 students, which makes them the largest freshman class at AU. Over the years, Augusta University has gone through many changes, including multiple name changes, as well as consolidating a health science university with liberal arts university. Nathan Rice, Director of Undergraduate Admissions, says the record-setting enrollment shows the continued growth to keep AU to the forefront for future college students.
I think this growth this year really shows the momentum we have both on the recruitment side and attracting new students, as well as retaining our current students.
With commuting being a more popular option to students, with a large and even growing community surrounding AU, enrollment is continuing to grow and continuing to set records.
I think at this point we're just going to keep doing what we're doing. We've seen incredible application growth over the last 4 application cycles. We've already for next fall admitted more students in early action than we ever have in the university's history.
With enrollment rates slowing down at other colleges, AU has still continued to grow and beat university records because of branding changes such as new slogans, and students being able to adjust after a pandemic.
This has been a better year for students going to college. I think the really sort of fog of COVID has really sort of lifted, and students are back to behaving a little bit more like they were prior to the pandemic.
There was an event on Thursday, November 16th on the Somerville campus to celebrate the enrollment rate hitting exactly 10,546 students, and the freshman class being the largest to date.
The student engagement event, we're going to celebrate all of our new incoming students. There's going to be food, we're going to have the cheerleaders there, Jag Elite there, and Augustus to celebrate.
To learn more information on the event and more fun facts like the most common name or major of the freshman class, you can visit jaguar.augusta.edu.
Thank you, Isabella, for that story. It's good to see our university growing, isn't it, Bree?
Yes, it sure is.
Oh, that's great. Next, we'll look at another celebration, with one AU department earning some recognition after receiving a Teaching Excellence Award.
JagNews will also cover the overall recognition of the university and highlight some volunteers at this year's Days of Service. More news to come after this short break.
Welcome back to Jag News. I'm Ben Hodler.
And I'm Isabella Moody. The news continues with the announcement of high honor for one of the Augusta University's departments.
Rachel Carmen reports the award recognition for the department's efforts to improve student performance.
Each year, Augusta University recognizes a department or academic program with the Program Teaching Excellence Award. Pamplin's Communication Department was the recipient of the award this year. Dr. David Bola, the chair of the department, shares his thoughts on receiving it.
The Department of Communication submitted a long report, and other colleges had their departments do it too, for teaching excellence.
The Teaching Excellence Award recognizes a department or academic program for individual and collective faculty efforts to improve teaching and student learning. But Bola says it's the students that showcase the communication department's achievements.
And I think you can see what we achieve by looking at individual students. Every student has their own skills and potential and talents, but somewhere along the line, a teacher or two made a difference, and so I think you can clearly see that we do. I think we do a fantastic job, and this is an indication of that.
In the 19-page document, Bola and his colleagues showed off individual students like Liz Wright and Carlos Rodriguez, who've not only won a variety of awards themselves, but show off the COMM department's ability in equipping students with the skills they need to get a job straight out of college.
People like Liz Wright, who is such a good student. She's a senior, but she already has a full-time job working at a local newspaper. But Carlos is a student who's been editor-in-chief of the Bell Ringer, sports editor. He has his own production company for video production called C-Rod Films, and then he also works part-time for the Beach Belt, which is the conference we're in.
The nominations are currently being judged by University System of Georgia's Board of Regents and the Office of Academic Affairs. The winners will be announced in January of 2024. Stay tuned. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Rachel. We wish the Communications Department the best as it pursues the important state recognition.
Recognition is important to any institution, and IKEA First Samuel says AU is getting plenty of it.
Augusta University was ranked one of the top schools in the 2024 edition of Best Colleges for National Universities. Augusta University has been recognized as the leading university for student success. Let's see why students enjoy AU so much. I spoke with a few students about why they enjoy attending AU. They explained that it feels like home and the campus is very family-oriented. Janiyah Bennett, a junior majoring in kinesiology, talks about her experience here at Augusta University. This is what she had to say.
I like Augusta University because it has a great program and is very family-oriented. They host a lot of events for me to get more involved and actually see what the major's like. Like I said, they do have one of the best programs down here, and also for track.
AU is students' top pick because it's not too far away from their loved ones. It's a school that thrives closely to student success and making sure peers feel seen and supported. Freshman communication major Erin Broadneck expresses her love for Augusta University.
Because it was one of my top 3 schools to come to, and the more I researched, the more I realized I love the community, the diversity, and it's great for my major. So the things I love about Augusta University is actually the diversity and the inclusion. Compared to other colleges, there weren't really much of that, and the safe community, safe space is what I really enjoy. I think student life engagement, I think that is very essential. You need people like you that understands what you're going through, and that's what I found here.
It's safe to say Augusta University has accomplished the goal of making sure students are both satisfied with their education and the student campus dynamic.
Thanks, IKEA. It's great to see that students find AU to be such a welcoming place.
Volunteering can be a fulfilling experience for some. Carla Vega has the latest on this year's volunteering for AU's Days of Service.
Taking part in AU's 2023 Days of Service was the Friends of the Augusta Library with their annual book sale. Let's have a look at how the event was set up and what the volunteers had to say about it. The Friends of the Augusta Library is a nonprofit association that is a part of the Augusta-Richmond County Public Library. They have now hosted their 5th annual book sale using AU's Days of Service. Dennis Garman, the library bookshop volunteer, talks about his role in the book sale.
We got the contact here, and so I responded to it. I wrote up what we're doing here and the place and that. So it was kind of like we would set up quick on Friday. Or sometimes Saturday morning too. We would get volunteers in the morning and the afternoon also there. But they are a big help,
Volunteers set up the entire library auditorium with books for the weekend book sale. It is no wonder Dennis says they are a big help. This is an example of how the university's volunteer initiative helps out the community beyond the campus.
The value of volunteering is you get to meet new people, you get to help people, and you get to help out your community and learn. I mean, the value of it to me is just the other day there was this lady with her kids. They wanted a certain book. I helped them find that certain book. You basically make friends in this community by helping out volunteering. It's like meeting people, learning stories, making friends, getting out there in the community.
AU's Days of Service surely are bringing the community together. Back to you, Isabella.
Thank you, Carla. I hope this lights a spark for students to volunteer for next year's AU's Days of Service. Still ahead, JagNews takes you to Augusta University's first TEDx event.
And later, exploring photography and pottery. We'll be back after this short break.
Welcome back to JagNews. I'm Bob Young.
And I'm IKEA First Samuels. We continue our newscast today with a story that shines a light on the importance of internships for college students.
Joshua Pickelsheimer shows us how one Augusta University student is making the most of his internship this semester.
Networking and gaining experience in college are very important. Internships can do that. I spoke with a communications student about how his internship is preparing him for his career.
Micah Webb is a communications student here at Augusta University, interning at News Channel 6 WJBF, and we got to talk about how important internships are.
I would say getting an internship is probably the best thing that any college student can do. One, it's something to put on your resume. It's a great resume builder type thing to do. Two, you get to do what you love. You get a first-hand experience to do what you love before you actually get into your career. And I feel like internships are really good for that.
I then asked Micah what he got to do at his internship and everything that it entailed.
I do a lot here at WJBF. With my internship directly, we are involved a lot with community involvement. And this involves giving out awards like Giving Your Best, which is giving out to people who are involved a lot with the community with donations and nonprofit organizations and clothing, food drives. We have a Scholar Athlete Award, which is given out to the best seniors in the CSRA who are just outstanding academically and athletically.
On-the-job experience and internships is important, but networking is also important, and Micah talks more about that.
Oh, this internship is great when it comes to networking and connections. You meet a lot of people here. You meet a lot of people when we go out to schools or different businesses out in the community, or even here at WJBF, you meet a lot of people and you have plenty of opportunities to make connections, and it's great networking. Like, this internship is great with networking.
Statistics show that 60% of people who have received an internship got a job offer following graduation. So if you want to get an internship, contact your department's internship professor today.
Looks like internships are something that students should definitely take advantage of. Thank you, Josh.
Now we move on to a story about Augusta University's inaugural TEDx-inspired event. Brianna Law takes us inside the event and shows us how students got involved.
Students don't have many chances to speak at an event with a well-known name. That's why one student made it his mission to bring TEDx to Augusta University. Augusta University held its first ever TEDx event in the Williams Ballroom late last month. Students and faculty based their presentations around the topics of growth, wellness, and resiliency. Vikash Ayapan was the organizer and one of the presenters of the event. He says that he was pleased with the way the event turned out.
I thought it went pretty well. We had 6 speakers. 3 of them were undergrad, including myself, and 2 graduate speakers, and then a faculty speak as well, the Dean of Students. We had, I think, 80 or 90 people as well in total in attendance, and that was pretty good. We're only allowed to have 100 people come out to the TEDx events because it's locally organized. So 80, 90 out of 100 is pretty good.
Mitchell Hansen was another student that presented in the event with the topic of how you can make your network net worth it for you. He says that the TEDx event gave him the platform to speak on a topic he is passionate about.
This was an opportunity for me to share something that has meant a lot to me for a while. It allowed me to develop a professional connection out of it, and also be able to practice public speaking skills, because I know one day I want to pursue more medical media stuff as a physician.
Hansen also says that more students should jump at opportunities like this one to help grow their professional career.
I think looking out for opportunities like this, because this opportunity just simply popped up into my email, and I don't think it's enough. I don't think enough people just kind of like look at the opportunities that are presented in front of them. They're kind of just waiting for things to fall in their lap. Go out there and actively pursue opportunities.
While the next event has not been scheduled yet, Ayapan said he is trying to bring TEDx back to Augusta University, so keep your eyes open for this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, Brianna. We definitely will keep an eye out for the next TEDx event.
For the past 2 months, Augusta University's Art Gallery has showcased the work of an artist and activist who uses photographs to bring light to a very important issue. Here's Jonathan Porter with more on this story.
Stefan Petronic wants to bring attention to climate change and is doing so with his current exhibition now on display at Augusta University. The Mary S. Bird Gallery of Art is currently displaying an exhibition known as To Be Small in a Big Place by artist Stefan Petronic. Petronic, currently a professor of art and design in Indianapolis, developed an interest in photography in high school. A class that combined creative writing and photography inspired him to take photos that also convey a message.
That just made me excited about trying to communicate an idea through photography, as opposed to just kind of react to what I was seeing and capture it through the camera.
His work currently on display at Augusta University is about humanity's relationship with the natural world It's part of a larger piece of work inspired by Petronic's own anxiety about climate change.
I use data visualizations from science and overlay those directly into photographs of landscapes that I'm thinking about and how they're impacted by climate change and how their climates are changing and how that's going to affect those landscapes themselves.
He hopes that his work will make AU students think about what they can do to prevent climate change in the places where they live.
I think one of the keys to solving climate change is understanding how places that you care about may be impacted.
AU student Rachel Carmen believes that Petronic's artwork is effective in getting its intended message across.
It definitely makes me think, what I could do to, make a change in my own life, whether that be how much trash I make or how often I drive and carbon emissions and all things. I think mainly the thing I'm learning being in here is I have a lot of research to do, a lot of things to learn.
The exhibition ended on December 1st, but if you'd like to see more of Petronic's work, you can go to www.stefanpetronic.com.
What an amazing exhibit with an important message. Thank you for bringing us that report, Jonathan.
Up next on JagNews, we'll show you what local ceramics artists are up to this semester.
And we'll take you to the perfect place to enjoy a popular winter activity. We'll be back right after this break.
Go ahead.
Welcome back to JagNews. I'm Jonathan Porter.
And I'm Haley Stoddard. We continue with a story on an art sale recently put on by the Mad Porters organization. Rakaya Lennon says that the event gives Augusta University students the opportunity to showcase their work.
That's right, Haley. Art students at Augusta University were once again able to share their talents with the local community thanks to a recent ceramics and pottery sale on campus. From throwing on the wheel to molding and sculpting, Augusta University's Mad Potters organization has been hard at work this semester. Assistant Professor of Ceramics Raul Pacheco says this fall's ceramic sale is a great opportunity for student artists.
This is a fun way to share their kind of creative research and endeavors. We spend a lot of time in studios, sometimes as a community, sometimes alone, and so this is kind of a good way to see what comes out of the studio.
The sale saw a steady stream of shoppers like senior nursing majors Kaylee Sharp and Olivia Grimes. Sharp says after learning of the sale, she wanted to get her hands on one-of-a-kind pieces.
I prefer getting something that somebody put their time and unique creativity in.
It's very unique, and I think that's what I really enjoy about it, is that it is unique. Jerry O'Mara was one of many artists who sold pottery. O'Mara has taken ceramics classes at AU for several years and considers herself a lifelong learner.
I prefer to throw on the wheel, although I do some hand building. Sometimes I add embellishment that is hand built to my thrown pieces.
Pacheco says it's meaningful for artists to see others appreciate and value their work.
To know that somebody felt strongly enough or resonated strongly enough with your piece to take it home with them.
As for O'Mara, she plans to continue to challenge herself with creating new pieces of art.
People are impacted by the arts, whether they realize it or not. We'll see where it takes me, but I'm trying new things all the time.
Host their spring sale next semester. For more information, visit their social media pages on Instagram and Facebook. Back to you.
Thanks, Rakaya. I don't have any artistic talent, but I continue to be amazed by students' work. Now, it's no question that everyone loves this time of year, and Ben Hodler has a fun way to spend the cold holidays.
I don't know about you, but my favorite season is winter. And what's in the winter? Ice skating.
Evans on Ice has just opened for their 7th year in Augusta. I got to speak with the founder, Mike Berner, about some of the history of the business.
And I'm the founder of Evans on Ice, along with my wife, Chris. When she and I moved to Augusta back in 2017, we discovered that there was no ice skating rink in the whole CSRA anymore. And so we found that that was an opportunity.
The rink costs a lot more than you would think to run it. Mike told me they have to have about 14,000 skaters every year to keep it going.
It's pretty great. Once we get it open, which today is our opening day, November 9th, you see these kids come back that you've seen like the last 2, 3, 4 years, that have come out to support us, and they look forward to it all year. And so we had a group of people waiting at the booth to get their tickets, to buy their season passes this year. It's really just kind of hits me in my gut every year when I realize that this is becoming a part of the fabric of the community, and it's pretty special.
The rink is not just for little kids. Many high school and college students enjoy it too. Parker is one of them.
Yeah, I've been living here my whole life. Came up here since it was open. It's cool, I love it. I'm not good at it though at all, but I'm gonna figure it out sooner or later, I guess.
To skating or to just warm hot chocolate, Evans Town Center has it all.
The final day to grab some skates is January 15th because that is the final day Evans on Ice will be open.
Thank you, Ben. I'll have to grab my skates and visit Evans on Ice soon.
That's all for JagNews. I'm Jonathan Porter.
And I'm Haley Stoddard. Thanks for joining us and happy holidays.